Hello everybody, we are back with another tier list, and this one was actually made by my friend TH126. I'm using his tier list he made on the tier maker website, so I kind of got the idea from him. He did this a while ago. I'm going to be going through all of the multiplayer maps. This is pretty much just a ranking in general, like no specific modes or like that sort of thing. They're getting ranked on my personal taste. Oh, last thing I did forget. I want to say thank you to Some Big Boy. He joined me for the recording in the background of this video. Really appreciate it, mate. Let's jump in. I also just wanted to say, guys, that some of these maps can only be played with a certain amount of players on the real consoles. Some of them run like crap on the real console. But I'm not going to be ranking them based on their performance or the players that it allows. But no, we're not ranking them based on that category. We're just ranking them based on the play itself. Number one, we have Archives. Now, Archives is really, really small. It's not my favorite, just due to the fact that it's so tight. Like, it's so claustrophobic. Like, it's very, very small. You can have some really cool peak battles on this map. You can have some really cool peak battles. Other than that, it's pretty much just chaos. Like, it's not. If you have 4 players on this thing, it's absolutely insane. It does have a bit of vertical play up the staircase and stuff. You know, you have one at the back and one in the center of the map. If you have some fights in the offices, it can be really, really fun. Like you have like the glass and stuff that separates the offices. But other than that, that's pretty much it. There's nothing else to Archives. I would personally put Archives in B tier. Ooh, here we go, here we go, here we go. Number 2, Basement. Now, Basement, oh man, I love Basement. It's so good. I'm really like, when you get into those peak battles, it's absolutely sick. I love especially when you're playing LTK pistols. Basement is so good. It's very skill dependent. With 4 players, it's awesome. It's big enough for 4 players. It's perfect size for 2 players. I love Basement. There's no vertical play in Basement. It's all just on the ground. That's it. There's no vertical play. I love when you get into fights between the pillars. It's so awesome, man. Basement, I think it's just an absolutely pretty much perfect multiplayer map. I love it. So for me, Basement is my first S tier. Let's go. For our third map, we have Bunker. Wow. I played my first group stage match in the LTK tournament in this map. I played really well. I wouldn't consider myself the best Bunker player, but I'm pretty decent. But I enjoy it though. I enjoy it. I think Bunker's a good middle ground. You have slight vertical play up the small staircases and stuff. You have some really good long hallways, just like, you know, good peak battles. The doors can be penetrated with the Magnum. That's something I haven't really mentioned so far, is the Magnum play. That can mix up the maps a lot. This is, I would say, the first map that actually introduces that Magnum play. You can shoot through the doors. You have the holes through the doors as well, the little windows. Bunkers, in my opinion, is one of the most skilled maps in the game. Like, if you're really good at Bunker, it will show. And yeah, Bunker pretty much has everything as well when it comes to skill and casual play. I really think Bunker for me is an A tier multiplayer map. Number 4, we have Caverns. Man, I do not like this map. The doors, the fog, the size of the map. It's just too dark, too big, and it's just, man, I don't know. I don't like Caverns. The fog is one of the worst parts. It's pretty much just all blind fire when you're at a long distance. It's mainly, there's not much vertical play. There's some stairs, but it's not much. Magnum play is pretty much non-existent. I guess you can shoot through the doors once they're opening, but it's still pretty, yeah, nah, it's not really there. In my opinion, man, there's just not much more I can talk about with Caverns. It's definitely down there with my least favorite, and I think Caverns will have to go in D tier for me. Number 5, Caves. Hey, I've started to take a liking to Caves. It's not as bad as I originally thought. Honestly, there's a lot of vertical playing caves. I know a lot of 1.1 players don't like that. Caves can be very, very hard for 1.1 players. I play 1.2. I honestly think it's another one of those really dark maps. If it didn't have the... if it just wasn't so dark, I think there's a bit too much vertical play in caves. There might be a little bit too much. The Magnum's pretty much non-existent. There's no penetration kills or anything like that. There's none of that whatsoever. It's pretty much just long gunfights and then pretty much vertical play. That's all this map pretty much offers. If you asked me about a week ago, I probably would have told you D tier, but I'm actually going to put caves in C tier. Number 6, we got Complex. Man, this was my favorite back in the day. Complex was my favorite when I was a kid. The more I play it, the more I pick up on the little flaws, but Complex, I think, is like an ideal multiplayer map. It's like perfect. It's a bit chaotic with 4 players, but with 2, it's really, really good. It has a bit of vertical play, no Magnum play pretty much. There's nothing to penetrate in the map. Other than that, I just think it's a good all-rounder. Like, you have some good peaks. Yeah, you can have some cool peak battles, you got some cool angles, a bit of vertical play, non-existent Magnum practically. But no, I think it's the perfect 1v1 map. That's what I think of when I think of Complex, 1v1. If you asked me a few years ago, it would have been S, straight away. But I think Complex for me is the top of A tier. That sounds about right. There we go. Number 7, Egyptian. I've come to like Egyptian a little bit more. This is a really, really long distance map. Like, it's the full single player level. It's the full map. You have the little secret areas, and then you have the big open zones. Pretty much no vertical play whatsoever. Practically no Magnum play whatsoever. It's just long fights, really drawn out like fights, and really long distance. I'd say it's pretty good for 1v1s. 4 players, it's not too good. I have played this a lot recently, and I have grown a bit more towards it, I guess, in a 1v1 sense. It doesn't really offer anything other than that. It's pretty much just big square, 2 people fighting and running around in that big square. That's practically what Egyptian is. I honestly think that Egyptian... I'm going to make Egyptian my next C tier. Yes, that sounds pretty much right. Facility, here we go. This has to be, in my opinion, the most versatile multiplayer map you can play. It's pretty much all the front zone of Facility. It has incredible Magnum play. I think it's the most skilled. If you are really good at Facility, it will show straight away. It's a very skill-based map. It has vertical play. It has amazing peak fights. A lot of Magnum play. Probably the most Magnum play in the whole game. I think Facility has a bit of everything. It's good with 4 players. It's good with 1v1s. It's good with multiple game types. It has everything. Honestly, I'm just not very good at Facility multiplayer. At least I don't think I am. It's definitely not one of my best. But honestly, Facility, I think, is the top of A tier for me. And I also know my boy Scott's a legend at that map. He's really good. Number 9, we have Library. Library is just stack and basement combined. I think this one's a little bit too big. I feel like most of the map is never used. It's just too big. It's what my experience is normally when I play this map with other players. Everyone pretty much just runs to the top of the map in the stack variant and just stays there. No one really sits in the bottom. So yeah, it's pretty much just everything I said about basement. I won't give away the stack part of it, but yeah, I honestly think we'll keep this nice and short. Too big for me, and it's just a mix of 2 other maps, so it's not really unique. But I think Library is another C tier. Oh, here we go. Number 10, Stack. Okay. Let's just get this out of the way. Stack is my favorite map in the entire game. It is beautiful. It sucks we don't got Surface as a multiplayer map, but Stack, man, Stack is my jam. The vertical play is awesome. If anyone plays me, they know I play the vert in this map. That's like my go-to. It has some magnum play. You can shoot through the doors. They need to be opening, but there's a little bit of magnum play there. It has some good peaks, really good peaks. I think stack can be fun with 4 players, 3 players, 2 players. But yeah, no, in my mind, stack is just so fun. I don't know why. I just feel like every time I play this game multiplayer, I just want to jump into some stack and I'm set. That's it. But I'll go over it again. Has magnum play, has vertical play, has long distance fights, has peaking, good nice peaking angles. In my opinion, stack is the best multiplayer map in the game. Top of S tier, let's go. Number 11, the last multiplayer map in the tier list and the game. I'm not a massive fan of Temple. It's practically just, it does have some magnum play, has a bit of vertical play, has really long distance fights, but it's just not very interesting in my opinion. It's just very, very open. You have some tight hallways, like I said before, a bit of vertical. You can play a bit of magnum play on this map. The doors can be shot through once they are opening. But other than that, you can also shoot the grenade launcher up through these gaps in the walls, and that can be a pretty cool kill. But that's not really used. It's rarely used. But other than that, Temple for me is just a bit bland. I just don't really see myself replaying Temple, you know, whenever I play multiplayer. It's not one of my first choices anyways. I think Temple, it's a little bit better than the other ones in C tier. I think Temple for me would have to be a B tier map behind Archives. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thank you for the ongoing support. I've also been streaming recently and the engagement has been absolutely crazy. You guys are absolutely killing it. I just want to say thank you to some big boy for the playing with me for the recordings, and TH for making the tier list. Thank you guys, you're both legends. And thank you all again, the support has been unreal. Leave your tier list in the comments, guys, I love to read them. And I'll catch you in the next video.